Hello once again and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, our weekly roundup of the Betfred Championship and League One. Plus, Keighley Cougars had something more to celebrate, as well as the championship. So we begin today's episode by looking at the Betfred Championship, as there were a lot of fantastic results and scorers, and we might as well do a roundup like we do every single week for the championship. Even all the games were in line, as they were all played on Sunday. So, how did all the teams get on? Well, first of all, we'll look at Workington versus Dewsbury, as their Rams went away with the win, 22 points to 16 over Town. Town were thankful for the points from Fitzgibbons, Big Dyke, Henderson, and for the tries, and 2 conversions from Forber, while the Rams got the win through tries from Kirby, Carr, Ferguson, and McGowan, while Sykes kicked over 3 conversions. This result spells bad news for Workington, as confirmation of relegation back to League One has been confirmed due to their defeat today. Commiserations to Chris Thurman's side, who claimed just 1 win in 24 out of 24 in the 2022 championship competition. Next, we have Barrow Raiders putting up a brave fight against Featherstone Rovers, as they were defeated in the home patch 34 points to 24. The scoreboard read that result, and while T. Ritson got 2 tries, Creswell and Samet got a try apiece, and Shaw kicked 4 goals. For Barrow, it was Featherstone's Broadbank, Kopchak, Hardcastle, Tui from Joey Leilua, Smith and Helliwell, who Featherstone had to thank for their tries. Hall converted 3 of the goals on an off day for his kicking. Featherstone were looking favourites for the victory at half-time, as they were leading 22 points to 12. We move now to Bradford, as they were defeated 12 points to 4 off Whitehaven in what was an attritional game, shall we say that? As the season comes to a whimper for Bradford, they only had Gill to thank for their points, and that came in the second half, while Whitehaven led 10 points to 0 at half time. Williams and Evans got the tries, while Williams converted his own try, I think, and a penalty in the second half sealed the win for Whitehaven from the boots of Williams once more. Halifax heaped more misery on Newcastle, as they went out to a 42 points to 10 victory at home at the Shea. Lachlan Walmsley scored 4 tries as he helped set Panthers on their way, and they led 22 points to 6 at half time. Arundel, McComb, Ashton and Jufrey scored the other tries for Panthers, while Joe Keys converted 5 of the tries. Donaghy at Lakens scored the tries for Newcastle, while Woods only converted 1 of the tries. Now, to say that their championship winning credentials are intact here is to say the least, as Lee ran out a century of points against York in 100 points to 4 victory. Lee, I'll take a deep breath for this one, had Lamb, Mellor with a hat-trick, Stone with 2, Chamberlain with 2, Ione with 2, then single tries for O'Donnell, Brand, Sidlow, Aitken, Ferguson, Inu and Smith to thank for all their tries, while Inu kicked 16 conversions. Brown was the try scorer, as he's had a fine season for York this year. We move our way down to the capital as London Broncos went out 30 points to 20 victories over Batley Bulldogs, which has been a great late season resurgence for the London side. They had McCarney, 2 tries from Walker, Mokidreki and Ulberg to thank for their tries, while Leyland kicked 5 goals, as the Broncos were leading 18 points to 4 at half time. Batley won the second half 16 points to 12, thanks to Buchanan's 2 tries, Flynn, Manning and 2 conversions from Gilmore. And finally, Sheffield Eagles got one over Widnes Vikings in a 30 points to 18 victory, as they were losing 12 points to 10 at half time. The Vikings had Craven, Spedding and Davis to thank for their tries, while Tyra converted all 3. But Sheffield got the points on the board for tries from Johnson, Jones Bishop, Kirk, Douglas, not the actor, 2 different people, and Holmes to thank for all their tries, as they all went over the try line. Gilstead kicks 3 conversions and 2 penalties to seal the win for the Sheffield Eagles. And with that, let's have a look at how the Championship's table stands after the 24 games have been played. Lee must have one hand on the title shield now, with their 23 wins and 1 loss from their 24 games. 46 points is a great effort, as well as the 950 points for in the positive column, as well as scoring 1,142 points. Featherstone have been a good solid second place team all the way through the year, still scoring 942 points along the way for their 41 points. But Halifax keep plugging along behind and show that they could be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the playoffs. Batley Bulldogs defeat in London sees them have a setback and have the pressure put on them from Barrow Raiders. But fortunately for them, Barrow lost against Featherstone. York City Knights must be licking their wounds, as they knew it was going to be a tough task, but to get beaten by 100 points to 4, it's a tough one, that one. Sheffield climbed to 7th, 8 points behind York City Knights and more than likely missing out on the playoffs, but they joined Widnes Vikings, who they beat, and Bradford Bulls, who were beaten on that 22-point mark. London Broncos are making that late run seem fantastic, as they have got 17 points from this season, and a couple more wins could see them putting pressure on 7th place Sheffield. Newcastle Thunder, well, what can you say? Their late season dip has coincided with Eamon Holmes' move to France. But with the team that they have, you would have thought that they could have been a bit better. Still a few games to go to bring some pride back into Thunder to go ahead next year. Whitehaven and Dewsbury Rams can both breathe safe, that they're breathe well because they're safe for 2023 season. Whitehaven safety was secured a few weeks ago, but now Dewsbury Rams are confirmed as safe due to their their victory over Workington Town, sealing Town's fate to go down to League One. So we now come to the League One results roundup, as the league title has been buttoned up by one team. We'll quickly go through all the results and fixtures and how the league tables stand, as there's still some permutations that we need to go through before the season ends in League One. We start on Saturday as West Wales Raiders were beaten 4 points to 36 off Midlands Hurricanes. West Wales had Callum Merritt to thank for their try, as he ran 80 metres in the first half. But it wasn't enough for the win, as it was just Hurricanes after that. 2 tries for Wellham, 2 for Heppel, 1 each for Wallace and Reed saw the Hurricanes to the victory, while 6 conversions out of 6 for Stead made it a good day for the boots of Stead. The other game on Saturday saw the other Welsh team at home, and they just get the victory over a Rochdale side who was always nipping at their heels, but Crusaders won 28 points to 24. The Crusaders had Keighley to thank for 2 tries, Reed and Masson for 1 apiece, as well as Johnson kicking 4 goals and 4 penalties. Rochdale Hornets tried their best, but Rodden, Tyra, Green, Hitchcock and Tyra as try weren't enough to get the Hornets over the line. Rush scored 2 conversions. We move on to Sunday's games, and the first game that we look at is the Cornwall versus Oldham match, which was a good game to all accounts, as it was a game of 2 halves. Cornwall were leading 12 points to 6 at half time, thanks to tries from Witten and Purcell, while Purcell kicked 2 goals. But Oldham nilled their Cornwall opponents, their hosts, Frank, in the second half, but it was thanks to Newton, Thornton, Carr, Slater, Cameron and Rhys who were the try scorers for Oldham, while Ridyard kicked 4 goals. In the next game, Swinton Lions won 38 points to 12 over Hunslet, and winning 26 points to 6 at half time. So a 12-6 scoreline in the second half flattered Hunslet a little bit, to be fair. Swinton ran in tries from Hatton, Gregson, Roberts, Lepore, Hansen and Else, while Abrams kicked 6 goals and a penalty. The tries for Hunslet came from Render and Syme, while Walker kicked a conversion and a penalty for the 12 points of Hunslet. And the final game that we're going to cover is a telling one for one of the sides, as Doncaster were beaten 48 points to 18 by Keighley Cougars. Doncaster had Halliday Story and Towler Papa to thank for their tries, while Robinson kicked 3 goals. Keighley had Junior Sow, Miller, Sante, Young, 2 from Graham, Everett and Levi to thank for their tries, while Miller kicked 8 goals. It was a 24 points to 18 scoreline at second half, after a 24 points to 0 first half showing by Doncaster. And that result came to give Keighley the championship in League One, as they won the League One Champions Shield for the first time since the 90s. Keighley have won silverware. A perfect season so far sees them win 18 from their 18 games played. With 2 games to go, it's going to be an interesting season ending for Keighley. North Wales Crusaders have fought to back Valiant's 2nd place, while Swinton Lions are 3rd currently. Doncaster's defeat sees them stay in 4th, but Rochdale Hornets are close behind. Despite their defeat in North Wales, there's a big gap opened up after this for Hunslet, as they are on 17 points, as they were beaten by Swinton Lions. Oldham's victory sees them close up within 2 points of Hunslet for that 6th place position. Then there's a gap between the Oldham, Midland Hurricanes and London Scholars, who had the week off, on 10 points. Cornwall and West Wales Raiders, a game later this month, could see the deciding factor in who gets the wooden spoon for the championship season, for the League One season. But we know one thing about this season. Keighley Cougars can celebrate promotion to the championship with their victory over Doncaster over the weekend. This is because the League One season does not have a playoff picture of any sort. It has been a tough old time for Keighley after they were relegated in 2014 in controversial circumstances, with Batley's appeal against a point deduction for fielding an ineligible player being successful. It has been a rollercoaster year. But now they go back into the Championship to play Batley and other teams, such as London Broncos, Batley Bulldogs again. There was also the traumatic death of popular halfback Danny Jones, who had a cardiac arrest after coming off in a game against London Scholars in 2015, while there was joy for the club winning the iPro Cup in 2016. Again, there was another low in 2018 brought by a pair of financial crises, with virtually no money left in the club accounts in the summer under Gary Fawcett, and the players allegedly not being paid in the winter by mysterious owner Austria Holdings. But after the start of 2019 brought real cheer as club stalwarts Mick O'Neill and Mick Smith returned to take over. The club have built steadily since and overcome the challenges of the coronavirus crisis like all of us had to. In 2021, a last gasp defeat to Workington and Doncaster cost them glory in the playoffs, but they have been imperious this year. They have won every game they have played so far, usually handsomely, but sometimes with real grit, like the last gasp Mo Agoro try to seal the victory over Hunslet, and the stunning comeback success earlier this month at Haywood Road against Swinton. Their title glory means they will get to renew their rivalries with their near neighbours Bradford Bulls, 5 years after John Keir's side were promoted from the third tier, and 4 after the pair locked horns in the Challenge Cup. The celebrations started soon after the final whistle went at Doncaster, and probably still carrying on until the early hours of this morning. But we have to think about these players. They work full time too. Under Rhys, Lovegrove and Andrew Henderson, this team has gone on to be a fantastic team throughout this season, and they've also been one of the moral sides in rugby league as well, as they've been year upon year involved in pride sort of festivals to create inclusion in rugby league rather than division. The feeling for the players and the club is also strong, as back in 2015, according to the Keighley Cougars Twitter page, James Bevan made a promise to his friend that the last thing he would do ever on a rugby league pitch was to get the club promoted for him. Job done, Buster. Danny would be proud, as it is 7 years later. He's still playing, and he's done the job for his mate. We don't know if that will exactly be the last thing that James Feather does on the pitch for Keighley or any other team, to be fair, but there's one thing certain, that Scott Morrell leaves the club at the end of the season, as he is retiring from rugby league himself to much acclaim after a fantastic career in rugby league. Wish him all the best, and let's see what Keighley do in 2023. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's all open for business. And will you do me a favour? Go and wish Keighley Cougars congratulations on a fantastic season, and well done for getting promoted to the Championship. Let's see how they go in 2023, as I said. But any Keighley fans there watching, Please tell me what's been your highlight of the season. I've been unfortunately not able to watch any of the games, but I hope that there is something exciting. Well, there's always something exciting. It's rugby league, but something that sticks in your mind from 2022. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.